Hey, welcome to my channel. It's yeah, I know I'm coming back to what I try to avoid the topic of politics, but I'm seeing all the news and like it's demoralizing. Uh, like the fact that even the the liberal like MSNBC pretty much also attacking Biden from that perspective as well too. It's to a point where like you have Democrats knowing full well that there were issues with this debate. But someone brought it up. I think I forgot who it was, but someone brought it up. To a point where like with Republicans, you have a convict, a convicted felon who's running it. Everyone's behind him. You have a president, incumbent president, who goofed, who did a. It was a train wreck. Let's put it on. Let's be honest. It was a train wreck in the debate, and his party is splintered. That they're all throwing him under the bus. And this is the problem. I'm like, I mean, it makes sense, yes, because they're worried because like this is a man that may not, based on what's going on, the convicted felon is going to be a president most likely. The reason why the Republican Party are doing that because this man has a huge base. Trump has a huge base. Without his base, these people are not getting elected. So they know full well. I mean, secretly they probably hate Trump, but reality is they have nothing. They have no choice but to because of that. And the MAGA Republicans are pretty much the dominant force for the Republican Party. There's no way that's going to splinter off into the true Republicans. I mean, honestly, I would love for the decorum of. I hate to say this, but Bush was like even there proper too. The last full decorum Republican out there was Mitt Romney. I hate to say it, but Mitt Romney was the last decorum Republican. I mean, Kane was your ideal Republican. Kane was the ideal candidate. I'll openly admit as well too. Back during the day of 2000, when it was between McCain and George Bush, I thought McCain was the right person. I thought he was the one that should become president. He should have become the Republican nominee. Bush, with Karl Rove, knew what to do basically at that point. And I'll say this: I think the reason why Trump pretty much won the Republican nomination in 2016, it's all because of Chris Christie. Let's be honest. If Chris Christie does not attack and go after Rubio, that has to like switch his attention towards Rubio. Rubio could go one on one with him basically at that point, to the point where like I think Rubio probably wins that candidacy for the Republican Party, not Trump. And at that point, then it comes between Trump and Hillary Clinton. Now, I mean, not Trump and Hillary Clinton, but Rubio and Hillary Clinton. Now, the question is like, would have Rubio won? Because the fact is, the burners were so pissed off at Hillary Clinton that like they shifted off or they chose not to. It's hard to say, but in any case of the matter, I'm a little surprised at this point that Christie did not call out Trump in the Republican primaries of this last year, basically, where he could have called him out, called him a coward, called him a chicken on public national television. Yeah, granted, it would have looked very bad for him, but at the same time, Trump would have had to respond. He would have had to come onto one of those Republican debates, primary debates. If he did, chances are he loses out because then everyone gangs up on him. Trump knew full well, don't go into those debates because they can try and gang up on you, but they can't gang up to you. They can only gang up to you to a certain point, and that's it. Being there, they could go at him like left and right to the point like they beat him down and break down his barriers that he would have lost. He never would have been the Republican nominee for this election. So I hate to say this, but like I wish Chris Christie, like it's granted, I liked what he did when he went against, he called out Vivek Visun, whatever his name is. I honestly don't remember his name. Vivek Ramaswamy. Going after Vivek Ramaswamy, I should know his name, but I don't really give it two cents about him because he's an idiot himself. He himself is an idiot. and I'll never ever work for him. This is the guy that, you know what? If you look at his history, go back to his history, look at his history. You know how he became rich? He used government money. He got government funding. He got basically, those NIH loans or NIH loans. And the thing is, he's trying to, prevent that from happening. And you don't believe me? Look at his policies. He was trying to remove that. He was trying to remove a government from helping out, small businesses. He wants basically to the point, like it came down to the point, like because of that, and all the money he's given back, all the money he's gotten, has he paid back that loan? No. Has he paid back the loan in interest? No. So that's why I don't like, that's why he was an idiot in my eyes. Now, the fact that Christie did that was great, but the sad part is like he never got a chance to publicly call out Trump. Yeah, he was doing it here and there a little bit, but he should have focused on it to the point where like it brought Trump into the mainstream of the debate, or two, it would have caused a lot of the Trump supporters to actually see what Christie's is saying and is like, oh my God, he's right, and open their eyes. And some of the MAGA Republicans could have probably been converted from that aspect. I don't know. But the reality is I wish that would happen, but it didn't. I mean, Christie could have redeemed himself from the 2016 aspect of things, because 2016 election, because, yeah, let's be honest, if not for Christie calling out Rubio probably could have potentially made it a very close race with Trump. But in any case, I hate to say this, but I don't know what happens with Biden, to be honest, because it's a case where if some Democrats are saying hey, remove him off the ticket, but the question is who do you put on there? Because you can't put someone on there just out of the blue, because that was what the whole purpose of the primaries were. The primaries were there to choose your candidate for the ticket. If you remove them off the ticket, then you go to the next best person, and it would have been you. If you're going to say Whitman or Newman, okay, fine, but they didn't run in the primaries; they stayed behind. If that's the case, you put in what's her face, Kamala Harris. But the problem is with Kamala Harris is she's not going to win against Trump. It's a given. She's not going to win against Trump. The person that has the best shot at winning against Trump, I think, honestly, I hate to say it, sadly, it would have been Cuomo. Cuomo probably could have beaten Trump because you got two New Yorkers. Cuomo, the Italian side of him, basically would have gone right at Trump. Trump would have called him out, called him and tried to bully him. Cuomo would have just went right back at him because, let's be honest, during COVID, Cuomo had Trump in his hands. He pretty much had him to the point where, Trump would never have been able to beat him. Problem is Cuomo did all those dealings and wheelings and dealings that it screwed him up. If that didn't happen, it might have been a different story then. So now the question comes down to is, what happens? You better pray. I mean, not you better pray, but the Democratic Party, the Democratic campaign, more so the Biden campaign, needs to pray that Trump agrees for a second debate and maybe even a third debate. Why? Because they need it. If they don't get it, they're lost. They're done. And the only way they can recover from this is if Biden goes on a massive, and I'm talking massive, rally points that Trump is doing, but more so on his end, and starts calling out Donald Trump left and right, call him a crooked Donald, send him to jail, lock him up, do everything, the same playbook that Trump did with Clinton. Biden's gonna have to pull out that exact same playbook against Trump. That's the only way this is going to work for him, unfortunately. Because right now it's a losing game. It's a no-win game for him at this point. He's got nothing to lose now. I think honestly he's got nothing to lose. He might as well pull out anything and everything he can to win this election against Trump. Because if he's here specifically to beat Donald Trump because Donald Trump is running, you better pull everything out of the bag to try and beat him. Basically, I'm not sure what to say at that point because honestly, it's a case where it'll be interesting to see what happens. If there's a third party that comes out of nowhere. I mean, not like a Ross Perot. I mean, Bloomberg would have been nice to come in, but I doubt that's going to work. Definitely not Mark Zuckerberg. I don't think anyone's like voting for that dude. Um, Elon Musk can't, of course, and I don't think anyone would. Mark Cuban, highly doubtful though. Uh, Everyone's saying Bill Gates. I don't think Bill Gates is the right person for that. Scientifically speaking, he might be good, but from a perspective of he's got an ego, that's going to be a problem in and of itself. Um, yeah, yeah. I got nothing. I don't know what to say, but that's pretty much it. I'll leave it at that. Nobody say leave a comment, and I'll read your comments. But at this point, I don't care. Go ahead and put the comments because you're welcome to write whatever you want to write because I don't even need to know if I need to respond to them because like it's any man's game at this point or any person's game at this point right now. Honestly, you're welcome to subscribe if you want to subscribe. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.